So hello everyone, welcome to the first part of our web development course. In this we are gonna learn HTML and I will be dividing HTML into three different parts: level 1, level 2, level 3. And in the first level we will see what is HTML, what is formatting, how a HTML is being used in the creation of website and all those kind of things. Okay, so before we begin, I hope you have installed VS Studio Code. This is the VS Studio interface, website interface, and I want you guys to install this in your computer. And because we are gonna perform whatever the things, whether it might be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever, we are gonna write. The code editor which we are gonna use is VS Code. So it is really important to download VS Studio Code software in your computer, and I have already given you the document how we can download VS Studio Code in your computer. And in the first session, in the zero session, I have shown you like how we can download. Okay, so let us begin with our first lecture, that is HTML level 1. The first fundamental block of development, you can consider you can say that the first fundamental block of development is HTML. It is very easy. A 7th, 6th grade student like easily understand it. And one more thing you need to understand is that HTML is not a programming language. It is not a programming language. The full form of HTML is H stands for hypertext markup language, right? This is the full form of H stands for hyper, T stands for text, M stands for markup, and L stands for language. Okay, and it is not a programming language. In programming, what we generally do, we using the concept of programming, some conditions and the structure of that language, we solve different problems. But here, using HTML, we don't solve any problems, right? We don't solve any sort of programming problem. But what we will do is that HTML is used to give the structure of the website. It is useful in giving the structure of our website. For example, let us say that there is a house. Okay, in house we have different rooms, right? We have kitchen room, bedroom, bathroom, right? And we have different rooms in different locations, and each room will have their unique structure, and that structure is defined in web development. It is defined by HTML. Okay, so the full form of HTML is hypertext markup language, and it is used in structure and formatting. What I mean by structure and formatting, and the version, you need to remember that the version which we are using is HTML5. There are various versions, but the latest version of HTML is HTML5, and in this course we are gonna use HTML5 all along. Whenever we are talking about HTML, in that we are gonna use HTML5. Okay, so the basic understanding of HTML is that it is used to give the structure of the website. It will tell, oh, this is a bold text, this is a heading text, and the image should come here, the paragraph should be in the middle of the website, the link should be on the topmost corner, the menu should be on top. So all this structuring, formatting is defined by HTML, and the full form of HTML is hypertext markup language. Okay, and for example, if I take example, if I am writing something in my VS Code, in my HTML code, if I am writing without HTML, I am writing something. So if you write something in your notepad, for example, I am writing something in my notepad without using HTML and all those kind of things, what will happen is that my text will look something like this. And here you can see that my text is not in a format, in a clear structure. And when we use HTML, this structure, this unstructured para can be converted into a structured para using HTML technology. Now if you use HTML, then your text, we can convert our text into this format, right? And here you can see that this is more structured. Here you can see that we have defined each and every point with bullet point, and we have highlighted some text here. Here you can see that all the things, all the letters are having same. In normal text, all the text are assigned with some default you can say style or default font. But here we are using HTML, we are defining some bold text. And here you can see that along with bold text we are representing some numbers, suffix, prefix numbers as H2O. Here in H2O you can see that 2 is smaller, and this small 2 we can write that using HTML. Okay, and this formatting, this structure is given by HTML. Now if I show you a sample how HTML will look like, let me go to my Microsoft Edge, and in this let me type google.com. So google.com, and I got my google.com. Now if you wanna see the structure of this website, then what you have to do is click on mouse right button and you will get this inspect button, and click on this inspect button and you will get all the code. This is the code of your HTML document. Okay, and you can see that here if I wanna see what is this, you can see that this Google img represents image. Okay, we will talk about what is an image, what is a para, all those kind of things. So here you can see that our HTML page, this Google page, is divided into different components, different square or you can call rectangle components. Okay, here you can see that this is a link, this is a text, and similarly this thing is a text, this thing is a text, and here you can see that it is showing value I am feeling lucky. Similarly if I go here, then you can see that there is something called as angular bracket in that it is having some class, and here you can see that it is showing Gmail. Now if I change this Gmail to email and save this, then you can see that from Gmail this text has changed to email. Okay, similarly if I want to change something, then I will click here, and here you can see that it is showing images. Now if I want to change this thing, then I will write Jabir. Let's say I'm changing Jabir images. Now you can see that I got Jabir images here. Now you might get a doubt that if we are changing all the things, then what will happen to actual, let's say I'm changing in my computer, I'm changing this text. Now in your computer you are using the same website, will it get changed? The answer is no. This all the changes, whatever the changes it is happening, it is only limited to my computer. Now if I refresh this thing, you can see that email Jabir images, right? So this change is only happening for my computer front end. Whatever the Google is sending the data from the backend, it will not get affected. This data receiving will not get affected. Transferring of data from Google server to my front end will remain the same, but on the front end I'm doing some random changes and it won't change the Google server. I hope you are getting it. Now if I refresh this thing, then you can see that again I got Gmail and images. Like this, you know, we can study the structure of a website using inspect tool, and in inspect tool you can see that HTML is giving me the formatting of the website. Here you can see that our whole website is divided into different components, you can say different structure, and that structure is defined by our HTML. Okay, now coming back to our PPT, so I have shown you that Google is divided into different components. You can call it as components, or Google is following some sort of structure. And whenever you hover, let's say I'm hovering, there is a button called as email, right? And whenever I'm hovering over email, when I click on inspect and I'm hovering, right, so I'm getting some boxes, and in that it is showing some kind of, when I see the code of that thing, it is showing some kind of angular bracket like and that I'm having some class and all those kind of things, like something angular bracket. Okay, so that box represents an element in HTML. Elements are the standard elements. That box represents an element in HTML. Okay, and we have different elements, and the elements in HTML are represented by tags, and there are some standard elements in HTML like paragraph tag, heading tag, image tag. These are the different elements in HTML, and these elements can be represented or can be implemented using HTML tags. For example, if I want to write a paragraph in my HTML page, then I will write angular bracket P closing bracket, and here I will write some okay, my name is Jabir. I want to display this in my web page. I will show you how we create all like our web page, all those kind of things, but here I will write my name is Jabir and \p. I am closing my HTML tag, and when I write this now, this represents the paragraph in my HTML web page. Whatever the web page I am creating, that web page, in that web page, my name is Jabir Hussain is represented by a para element. Okay, I will show you how it works, but for now this is the thing. And heading, if I want to write a heading, right, a huge heading in my web page, you can see that there are different headings, right? That thing can be represented by heading tag. And in heading, based on the size, if I want to display a huge, something huge weighted thing, then I will use h1 tag. If I want to show something less important, then I can decrease the size of the heading, right? So the decreasing and increasing of my heading element can be done using different tags. We have different tags. H1 tag, H1 is used to represent big heading, and H2 tag, H3 tag. I will show you in code, don't need to worry at all, I will show you. Okay, like this up to we have H6 tag. Okay, and the components used to design the structure of the website, and this components, what we call it as tag. So this /p, I'm writing some para, that thing is known as a HTML tag, and this is a component used to represent the structure and the element of my web page. Okay, now let us talk about tags, how we can write tags. So in order to, you can consider a tag as a container which stores the content in your web page. Whatever the things you are writing, you write that content in your tags. Okay, and we have different types of tags. We have paragraph tag, we have heading tag, bold tag, italic tag. If you want to write something in italic, you will use italic, and if you want to display a list of elements, then you will use list. In list we have different types. Like this, we have different tags, and based on the circumstances, based on our demand, our usage, we use different tags. For example, if I want to write a para, then I will use paragraph tag. And a tag is divided into three components. Opening tag, the angle, first of all, in order to create a tag, first of all you will write angular bracket, and in that you will give what tag you want to create. If I want to create a paragraph tag, then I will give p here of that closing angular bracket. Okay, this thing is known as opening tag, right? And in that I will write the content of my web page. So this content is get displayed on my web page. This thing will get displayed on my web page, and this closing angular bracket /p, this thing is known as closing tag. And if I combine all this like thing, then it is said to be a paragraph element. I hope you have understood. Now let us write our first, or let us create our first HTML file, and in that let us print hello world and try to build a web page. Okay, for that what I will do is that I have created VS Code, right? I have installed VS Code in my computer, so I'm gonna use the same code editor. So coming back, I will keep here. Okay, so first of all what I will do is that I will go in my files, I will go to my D drive. In the D drive, let me create a file called as, let me give file name as okay, development basics. In this folder, I'm gonna create my HTML file. So what I'm gonna do is that I will open my VS Code. So let me open my VS Code here. So this is the VS Code interface, right? This is the interface of VS Code, and in this you will see a lot of options like file, edit, selection, view. You don't need to focus on all these things, and coming down you will see VS Studio Code, editing evolved, and in that you have different options: create new file, open folder, open file, all those kind of things. And in beneath start, you will see recent, and in recent you will see your recent projects. Whatever the projects you have done, you will see your recent projects in a recent folder. Okay, now if you are a beginner, if you don't have any projects, then you don't need to worry about this. Now what I will do is that I will create new file, and here I will write my file. Before that, I have created a folder, right? I have created a folder called as development basic, and in that folder, whatever the things I'm gonna do, I will do within that folder. So for that, first of all, I will open my folder. So I will click on open folder, and this window will pop up. In that, I have given my development basic folder. I have created my folder in D drive. So I will go to my D drive. If you are creating somewhere else, then go to that path. Okay, so here you can see that where is my development basics. This is my development basics folder. So I will click on it and I will select this folder. Now you can see that my folder is opened. Click on trust author. Now what I will do is that I will click on new file. Okay, now I will give my new file name which I'm gonna create. Whatever the web page I'm gonna create, I will give the name of that file. So for example, let's say I wanna create the file name as my web page, and along with this we need to give extension. What are extensions? We have already studied. We studied Java, right? And whenever we are creating a Java file, we will give .java as my file name. Similarly, if you want to create a HTML file, then you should give .html. So here my webpage .html, and here you click on create file. So you can see that my file is created here, right? My file is created. Now in the development basic folder, my file is created. Now I wanna write our first code. Let's say I wanna write paragraph tag. We have studied about paragraph tag. Now how I can write paragraph? So here I will open my angular bracket, and I will give p, and after that I will give closing angular bracket. I will get this. Now what I have told you that in the angular bracket we will write our content. So for example, I am writing my content. Let me zoom this thing. So let me here. Okay, so my name is Jabir Hussain. Now I have written this thing. I have created my paragraph element. Now I have created a simple web page. How I can see my web page? So to see your web page, save your code and go to your file, whatever the file you have created, right? This is the development folder you have created. Go to that folder. You will see the file which you have created. I have created, my file name is my web page. So I have created it. So what you have to do is double click on it, and you will get your web page like this. So you can see that I have written my name is Jabir Hussain, and I am getting the same output, right? I am getting whatever the things, and this is the path. Here you can see that this is the path of your file. In D drive development folder, you have created a file called as mywebpage.html. And if you copy and run this in another browser, you will not get the output, because this file is only limited to your server, to your computer. If you share this to your friend, then it will not work. In order to host this, you need some other things. We will talk about other things later, but for now we have successfully shown the element which you have written. We have successfully run the web page which we have created. Now in the web page I can also write here, let me give paragraph \p and my okay, I like coding, and \, I can give another thing, I like science, I like, okay, gaming. Okay, I'm giving this, I like science and I like gaming. Now if I go back to my same page and refresh this thing, then you can see that I got the output as my name is Jabir Hussain, I like coding, I like gaming. Okay, and if you wanna see the code in your browser of your HTML, then you can click on inspect and you will get your body like this. You have some sort of structure, HTML, head, body, and click on body, and you will get the tags which you have created. And I will tell you what is this, why we are getting this HTML, head, body, backslash HTML, all those kind of things in few minutes. But for now, if you notice that this p tag is creating like a rectangle, okay, and another p tag is coming under this rectangle, and another p tag, that is the third tag which we have created, it is coming again the rectangle, the above rectangle which we have created, it is coming under it, okay. And these are the three things. Now my question is, if I want to print these three things, these three data in the same line, then instead of creating different tags, I will copy this, and I will give comma, and I will write here, and similarly I will copy the third tag also, and I will give here comma, and like this. Now let me remove these two tags here and save. And if you go to the web page which you have created, now you can see that I am getting all the things in a single line. So if I wanna show my para in a continuous fashion, then I don't need to create multiple tags. Within a tag I can write whatever the content I want, okay. So here I am showing my name is Jabir Hussain, I like coding and I like gaming, like this I am writing. Now if I wanna show my paragraph tags, my para in different lines, then I will create my multiple paragraph tag, okay. Now coming back to our PPT, so we have studied what is a paragraph tag, in the how we can write a paragraph tag, like this we will write our paragraph tag HTML element, and this is the content, whatever the content coming between this opening and closing tags, that content will get displayed on my web page. And one more thing is that I can also write for example, I can also write nested tags. For example, if I want to show something in bold, if there is something important text and if I want to highlight that, then I can use bold tag, like this bold tag I will use. For example, here I will write my name is, and if I want to highlight my name, if I want to bold my name, then I will write bold Jabir, and I will give backslash p, like this I will show. Let me code this thing also. I will show you like how bold tags work. So here I want to bold this line, I like coding, I like gaming. So what I will do is that I will use nested tag. I am writing a tag inside a tag, within a tag. This thing, writing a tag, for example, there is a like universal tag, and in that you are writing again another tag. That thing is known as nested tags. We have studied nested loops, nested if else statements. Similarly, if I am writing a tag within a tag, it is known as nested tag. So here if I want to bold this thing, then I will write bold tag, I will use bold tag. So here let me write /b. Now let me save, and coming back to my web page, this is the web page, right? Now generally you can say that my name is Jabir Hussain and I like programming. Now if I refresh this, then I will get the text I like coding, I like gaming in a bolded format, in a bold format. So let me save and run this. So here you can see that I got the output as my name is Jabir Hussain, I like coding, I like gaming. Like this I can change the style, or you can say not style. Style is defined by CSS, but the structure, the format of my document. Now if I wanna make this my name is Jabir Hussain as italic, then I will write I. Italic is represented by I. So here I will give /i. Now let me save this thing, and I will go back to my web page. Now you can see that Jabir Hussain is a normal format, and I have changed to my tag. For Jabir Hussain, I have added nested tag called as italic, and when I add I, which is nothing but italic tag, the whole tag will get converted into italic. Now let me save and run this again. So here you can see that my name is Jabir Hussain, and this Jabir Hussain format is in now italic. After I am showing this I like coding, I like gaming in highlighted format, in bold format basically. Now if you want to see the code of this thing, then click on inspect and click on body. So we will talk about what is body and all those kind of things. So here you can see that this is my universal paragraph. Within that I am creating my name, which is a part of my paragraph, and my nested tag, nested italic tag, and this nested tag is a part of my paragraph. It is a part, it is, you can say, child of my paragraph. This is a child element. This paragraph is a parent element, and in that italic tag is a child element. Okay, and the bold element, bold tag is also a child element. Again, my paragraph, my body, and finally my HTML document, like this. And we will talk about why we are always saying this HTML, body and all, head, all those kind of things in a few minutes. Don't worry, I will tell you. It is known as a boilerplate. We will talk about boilerplate in few minutes. So coming back to my PPT, if you want to show something important, for example, if you might have seen different websites which show that this is something important. If it is important, then show it in a large text format, and that large text format is known as heading of that website. And in heading we have different levels. The heading, based on if it is something really important, then you will represent it by H1. If it is something less important, then you will represent it with H2. If it is least important, then you will represent it with H6. So as you increase H1, H2, H3, the size of the text will get decreased. H1 will have large size, H2 will have somewhat smaller size, H3 will have again smaller size, and the last format is H6. Okay, so H1 to H2 elements represent 6 different levels of section headings. Okay, and H1 is the highest section and H7 is the lowest section. Let us code this thing. By coding this, you will understand. Okay, so yeah, so here I am having my para, right? So here I will give H1, and here I will write I am a human. I want to highlight that I am a human, so here I will write human. Now if I want to highlight again H2, and I will write I am a man. I am a man. So this man will be highlighted, will be a heading, but the size will be less here. Okay, and let's say I'm using again H3, and I'm a student, and again I'm using H3, H4, so H4, and I'm in college. Right, so let me save, and like this you will understand that as you increase H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, the size of the text will get decreased. Now I will come back to my file. So this is the old file, so let me refresh this thing, and you can see that I'm getting the heading H1 and it is large in size. Similarly, the next is I'm a man. The size is getting decreased, but it is also a heading. And the next is I'm a student. The size is again decreasing. I'm in college. Now if I want to write H6 tag, you can see that the size would be very small. Let me give H5 also. I will show you all the things here. So yeah, I'm in India. After that, H6, I'm in Earth. Okay, so let me save, and you can see that. Let me refresh this thing. So you can see that I'm a human, H1 tag, I'm a man, H2 tag, H3, H4, I'm an Indian, and finally H6 tag is very small, right? And it is showing I'm in Earth. And if I have zoomed this thing, actually if you go to the, you can see that this is the size, this is the actual size of my web page. I have zoomed my web page in order to see clearly what is happening. I have zoomed my web page by 150x. Okay, so this is what about heading tag. Okay, now if I want to show you the real-time example, then Wikipedia, for example, let us search Avengers Wikipedia. I'm getting my Marvel Cinematic Universe Wikipedia. Okay, so this is my Wikipedia. Now if I click on this Wikipedia, I don't want to see all this kind of things, just Avengers 2012. Okay, so this is the Avengers page. Now if you click on inspect, and let us check what is heading, what is all those kind of things. So here you can see I don't want to see Romanov, Yeah, these are Avengers in general. Now if I click on this arrow, then it will show each and every element. What is this element? All those kind of things. Now whenever I hover on the Avengers, it is showing h1. So here you can see that it is a h1 tag. So let me click on this. So here you can see that this is a h1 tag. It represents a h1 tag. They are using here h1 tag to represent the heading of the whole you can say web page, because heading is used to show the importance. In the whole page, the Avengers is the most important keyword, and it is having the most weightage, right? So if it is having most weightage, then we represent with h1 tag. Okay, now if I go underneath here you can see that this is a paragraph tag. They have used a paragraph. This is paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. Like this, it is divided into different paragraphs. And similarly, this is an image. They are displaying the image, and this is another box. Yeah, this is an anchor link. Like this, they use paragraphs and heading tags. Now this is a question for you all, that is recreate the image. I have shown you some image here and I want you to recreate this thing. You have studied h1, you have studied paragraph tag, right? Now try to recreate. First of all, pause the video and try to do it yourself. Okay, so I will show you, like, first of all I need to write Avengers, and this Avengers is having some huge text. So whenever I am displaying huge text in my web page, then I will use h1 tag. So I will use h1 tag. After that, Iron Man is kind of smaller when compared to Avengers. So here I will use h2 tag. And you can see that clearly this whole thing is a paragraph. I will try to create this using paragraph, and you can see that the name of Iron Man, which is Tony Stark, is in bold format, and I will represent it using bold format. So let us code this thing. I will show you the code, what is the code of this thing. Okay, so this is my VS code. Now I am removing all this thing. First of all, I am showing Avengers. So to show Avengers, I will write h1 tag and I will write the Avengers. Okay, Avengers. Now after Avengers, I need to show Iron Man. So here I will write, and the size of the text is smaller when compared to Avengers. It is smaller, so I will give h2 tag here. So h2, and I will give here Iron Man, and after this his name, that is who is also known as, and the name, I should represent the name with a bold format. So I will write bold here, bold, and Tony Stark. Iron Man name is Tony Stark. Okay, and my paragraph tag. Now after that, let me write another superhero, Batman. Okay, so Batman, and here I will give paragraph tag, and in this paragraph tag I will write who is also known as, and this name I want to represent it. I don't want to represent it now bold. I am representing Bruce Wayne. Batman name is Bruce Wayne, so I will represent Bruce Wayne with italic. So I will write italic, and I will write here Bruce Wayne. And one more thing is that I want to represent this italic in bolded format. So what I will do is that I will write bold here again. So whatever the italic coming in here, that will get bolded. Okay, I hope you are getting it. Whatever the italics letters I am representing, those italics will be italic and it will be bold. Okay, so let me save and come back to my program. So this is my file, right? So let me remove this. This is my file. Now let me refresh this. So you can see that the Avengers is the heading tag. Under that I am getting Iron Man who is also known as Tony Stark, and Tony Stark is in bold format. Okay, and after that I am getting Batman who is also known as Bruce Wayne. And if you observe the boldness, I am getting the bold. At the same time I am also getting italic. So on top of italic I have given the parent, its parent as bold, and it will follow the parent format. Parent is bold and the child is italic. So I will get my output in the combination of these two, that is bold and italic. And if you inspect this thing now, you will see clearly what is happening here. So First of all, I'm creating my heading tag, after that my Iron Man tag, and who is known as also Iron Man, who is also known as Tony Stark, and my Batman, and Batman in that I'm having bold tag, in the bold tag I'm having italic tag. Like this I can format my old document. I hope you did it by yourself. Okay, now let us talk about why we are seeing this HTML, head, body. What is these things? Whenever we inspected, we have seen that first of all I am getting HTML head, and in the head, after head we are getting body, in the body I'm getting h1, whatever the things which I have created now I'm getting that, and after that slash body slash HTML. Like this I'm getting my format, and this format, this structure is known as HTML boilerplate. This is the standard format, or you can say skeleton of writing HTML code. Whenever we are actually creating HTML code, first of all we write boilerplate, and in the boilerplate we will write whatever the things we are writing. So up to now we have created a paragraph tag, h1 tag, all those kind of things, right? So we write that in our boilerplate code. For example, if you want to relate this to Java, first of all in Java we will import.java.util.star. After that we are creating our universal class. In that we are creating our main program, and in the main program, from the main program execution will start, right? Similarly, we use a standard, we use a format. Whenever we are writing HTML file, we use this format, and we call that format as HTML boilerplate code. And the code looks like this. First of all, I will write doc type, and this doc type represents that I am using HTML file, right? After my HTML, and in the HTML tag I will be having head, and this head represents the meta information, right? Meta information, metadata, you can call it as meta information or metadata. What is this website is about, whatever the page you are seeing, what is it's about, right? And in the metadata, in the head tag, we will give our styling, we will attach whatever the CSS files we are creating. In this we will attach our CSS file, our JavaScript file. If there is something extra information that a programmer, that a developer should know, then we will give some extra information here. Okay, and this tag is basically used to store the information, meta information, and whatever the things which I am writing in the head, that thing will not get displayed on the web page. That thing will not get displayed on the website, on the web page or website, whatever you wanna call, will not get displayed. But this thing is useful for a developer. If another developer is checking, okay, this is what he's doing. So if you wanna represent some meta information, some information which is not related to web page, then you will write it in the head tag. And you need to remember that in the head tag only we will attach CSS, we will attach our JS, we will attach some extra files if necessary. Okay, like this we will attach. Okay, now after this comes the body of my HTML, and in the body we will write all our things, right? Whatever the paragraph we are writing, whatever the things we are writing, we will write within the body tag. Okay, and after it slash HTML. This is the format of my HTML body. This is the format of my HTML boilerplate. Now let us try to code this HTML boilerplate in our VS Code. So here, let me remove all this. Now to import, to write instantaneously, import HTML boilerplate, then you need to give exclamation mark. So shift 1, when you click shift 1, you will get the exclamation mark, and we call this thing as emit. We don't need to write doc type, HTML, head tag. By using emits, you can directly import the HTML boilerplate. So click on enter, and immediately you will get the boilerplate of your HTML. Okay, now by this, here you can see that HTML inside that I am having lang en. This thing is known as attributes. We will talk about attributes, what are attributes, and all those kind of things in few minutes. So we will talk about that later, but for now you need to understand that lang en represents English language. This represents that in this HTML document we are gonna store English language. We are gonna write English language. Suppose you wanna write French or German, then some people will give French or German here. Lang is equals to some French. Okay, now after this here it is showing name is equals to vPoint, content, device width, initial scale 1. You don't need to focus on these things right now. We will talk whenever we master some HTML concepts. After it we will talk about this thing. Okay, now one more important thing is that the name of your document. So here you can see that your document name is my webpage.html. Now if you want to change the name of your, you can see that here you are seeing Google. Google is the title. The webpage Google is showing its title as Google. Similarly, Visual Studio Code is showing their title as Visual Studio Code Code Editing. Similarly, if you want to show the page, the title of your web page, then you can write here title, and in the title you can write, okay, my superhero page. Okay, I'm giving this page name as my superhero page. Now if I run this, so let me remove and refresh this thing. So here you can see that on the top the name of the document is changed. The name of the document is changed and it is showing my superhero page. Like this I can give the title. It will show, okay, this web page is about my superhero page. And it is really important to define title of your page. It will indirectly give the indication, oh, this is what a page about, this is what this page about. Now if you see the Avengers page, it is showing the Avengers 2012 film Wikipedia. It is their title. Similarly, the Google title is Google. Visual Studio Code title is Visual Studio Code Editing Redefined. It is their title. Okay, like this we will give title. Now if I wanna write something here, for example H1, this is my first web page, first sample web page. Now let me save, and inside you need to remember, inside the body tag, whatever the content you want to display on your web page, you should write that inside your body tag. So let me save and run this. So here let me run this. You can see that this is my first sample web page. I'm getting the output like this, right? This is what we do. Generally we follow boilerplate. Now there are other tags also called as list tag, and using list tag we can represent list of elements. Okay, we can represent list of elements, and for list I can also give the title. Okay, this list is about something else, this list is about something, we can also give. And in list we have two different types. First one is unordered list, second one is ordered list. Unordered list represents the least element. Here this is the format of writing list. First of all we will write UL represents unordered list, and in the UL I will write LI tags. LI represent least elements, least items, right? This represents individual least elements or items. Okay, now unordered list is represented by dotted elements. What I mean by is that whenever you run this code, you will get the output like this: bread. After this you will get butter. After this you will get jam. Like this, in the bullet points you will get your list. And if you want to show the same thing in a formatted fashion, for example I want to show in a numbered fashion, then like this I want to show 1 bread, 2 butter, 3 jam. If I want to show in a formatted numbered or alphabetical format, then I will use ordered list. Unordered list is used to represent least elements in bullet points. In dotted points I will represent. Now if I wanna represent the least elements in terms of numbers, in terms of characters, then I will use ordered list. Okay, now let us try to code this thing. When we code now, it will become super easy. So let me come back to my VS Code. Here what I'm gonna do is that first of all I will create my unordered list. So here I will write my unordered list UL, and within the UL I will write my least elements. So for example, least element, my first least element is Batman. Okay, and the second least element is Superman. After that, the third least element is let me give li. Okay, Iron Man, and finally let us include a woman also here. So li Wonder Woman. Okay, so Wonder Woman. We have included 4 different list items, and I can also give the heading of my list. For example, I am giving the heading as, let me use h3 tag, and I am giving the heading what this list is about. For example, the list title is superheroes arrangement according to powers, according to IQ. Right, according to IQ, I have listed superheroes in descending format. The top element will have highest IQ. For example, let me give IQ as 210. Batman IQ is 210, and after that Iron Man will come, not Superman. So okay, Iron Man IQ 190 something, I am representing. Superman IQ 100, Wonder Woman IQ 120. Like this I am representing. Now if I save and run this, then my web page will look like this. So here, let me refresh this, so you can see that I am getting here. Okay, so here I need to give closing tag. Okay, now let me save and see, you can see that I got the output like this. So it is representing the title superhero arrangement according to IQ, and let me refresh the page again. Okay, you are getting this output. Batman 210 IQ, Iron Man, like this you are getting the elements in a sorted fashion, like this you are getting. And these are the different list. This is not sorted, this is list. Okay, and whenever you are getting these bullet points, it means that we are using unordered list. Now what I will do is that to represent ordered list, what I will do is that I will copy the same thing, paste it here. Let me remove this thing h3. Okay, so let me remove this h3 here. Okay, now if I wanna show ordered list, then I will write here OL. So I will write OL here, and OL represent the ordered list. Okay, so let me format it also here. Okay, now what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm representing the list element, first of all, unordered fashion. After that, I'm using OL to represent ordered list. Okay, and whenever I run this code, whenever I refresh my page, so let me refresh the page here again. So here you can see that I'm getting the output first unordered fashion, after that I'm getting output in an ordered fashion, and this order is happening based on numbers. Now if I wanna order my list elements based on alphabets, based on characters, then what I can do is that here in the place of OL, I will write an attribute. I will talk in few minutes, I will talk attributes, but here I will write attributes, and here I will give A. And when I give this now, our ordered list will get reformed based on characters. So let me save and here run this again. So here you can see that I got the output in form of characters A, B, C, D now. Now if I wanna show in terms of numbers, then I will write 1 and save and run here. Again numbers. Like this I can show ordered list, unordered list, and the elements in the ordered and unordered list. I hope you have understood what is a list. Now let us talk about what is an attribute. So attributes are used to add more information to the tag. It will tell you what the type of the tag it is. For example, if you recall, first of all I am writing HTML lang is equals to en. It represents, okay, this HTML document is in English language, right? And whenever I am writing OL, it is my ordered list, type is equals to A. This represents, oh, my ordered list, I have created the ordered list, and in the ordered list I am representing the order in terms of characters. So whenever I am creating items in my ordered list, then I will get the output A, some element, B, some element, C, some element, like this. Now if I wanna write represent my ordered list in terms of numbers, then I will write OL type is equals to 1. and this will represent my list elements with numbers 1, 2, 3, something like this. I will represent my numbers. Okay, so attributes are something which are used to give the additional information about the tag. What is this tag? What is the, here you can see that it is giving the information, additional information about what is the language of the HTML document. Here it is giving the additional information about what type of ordered list it is. If it is A, it is a character list. If it is 1, it is a numbered list, ordered list. Like this, it is giving some sort of extra information about the tag. This is known as attribute. Now let us talk about anchor tag. Anchor tag is used to add links in the website. Now if you go to Avengers webpage, Wikipedia, you can see that there are many links. By mistakenly I have clicked on Romanoff, Natasha Romanoff, and when I clicked that, a new page got opened, and this link, this text which is linking to another page, we call that link as an anchor tag. Okay, I hope you are clear. And linking, this linking can be done using this tag, that is, this is the anchor tag. This is the format of anchor tag. And here first of all we will write A represent anchor tag, and we will give the link. This linking can be done using href is equals to, and in the quotation you will give the link. Whatever the page you wanna travel, whatever the page you wanna give that page link here, right? And if you wanna display some text about that link, then you can write the content here after \a. This is the format of writing anchor tag. And here we will give the link by using href. We will give the link, and this link is of two types, which is absolute link, and the second type of link is relative link. So absolute link is nothing but a link which you are getting it from internet. For example, google.com. This is absolute link. There is already existing website, and you're taking the link and you're pasting it in your platform. So this is known as absolute link. You're not creating something, you're not making whatever the things which are there online, you're copying that link of that site, pasting it in your anchor tag. That is known as absolute link. And the second type of link is relative link. So relative link is that, for example, you are creating a website. Whenever you are creating a real-time website, there are many pages, right? There are login page, home page, dashboard, all those kind of things. And for different pages, you will create different documents, different HTML documents. So to go from one HTML document to another HTML document, we give relative link here. We give relative URL. We will see how we can give relative URL later part, but for now let us try to code anchor tag in our VS Code. So here I will keep this, and coming to my VS Code, so underneath I will give my anchor tag A, and in this I will give my link href is equals to, for example, I wanna give google.com. So this is my google.com, right? So I will copy this link, and in the quotations I will give my link directly, and here I will give Google as my text. Okay, now let me save and go to my web page, refresh my web page, my superhero page, refresh it, and you can see that I got the link here. Now if you hover, let's say I am hovering the list, item list, it is not showing anything, it is showing some kind of text. But whenever I come near to my anchor tag, my arrow is changing, my cursor is changing, right? And if I am clicking that cursor, you can see that I am going to google.com directly. Now coming back, and if I want to give Microsoft, let's say that I want to give Microsoft, let's say go to Microsoft, and this is the website. Where is my Microsoft website? Microsoft.com. This is the Microsoft homepage. Okay, so let me save the link, and I will give in the web page, I will give here href is equal to, now whatever the link I have copied, I will paste it here. Now after this I will give Microsoft as my text, Microsoft and \a. So this will represent, this represents the anchor tag. Now let me save and go to my page here again. Now remove this also. Now this is my page which I have created. Refresh it. You can see that I'm getting Google and Microsoft. Now when I click on Google, I'm going to Google. Now coming back, when I click on Microsoft, I'm going to my Microsoft page. This is the page of Microsoft. Like this, I can give links in my web page. Now let us talk about image tag. Image element is used to add element, or you can say image, to your page, and it is represented, the tag of image element is represented by this. Here first of all I will write image and source is equals to whatever the image you have downloaded, give the link of that image, and this is a relative link. What I mean by relative link is that in your folder you will have the image and you will give the name of that image in the href or src tag. Okay, now alt is equals to random image. This will represent, for example, my internet is kind of slow. If you notice that when internet is slow, images will take long time to process, long time to show up in the web page. Now whenever they are taking some long time, you might have seen some text that, for example, I am searching Batman, and if the internet is slow, then images will show Batman with Joker, Batman with Riddler, like this it will show. So here if you wanna represent the information, what is this image about, then you can use alt tag. Okay, and this alt tag will only work when the internet is slow. Okay, so let me go back to my VS Code. Before that, what I will do is that I will download a Batman image. So in this page I want to show you Batman image. So what I will do is that I will go here and I will write Batman, and this is the image of Batman. Let me give let's say this is the image I want to show. So what I will do is that I will save this image. I will save this image, save image as, click on save image as, and go to your folder. I have created my developer folder, right? So here I will give Batman and I will save it, right? And I have saved my Batman folder. Now I have saved my Batman image in my developer, and you can see that whenever I have downloaded it in my VS Code, I am getting the image, and this is the link of that image, D folder, development basic, Batman, and all those kind of things. Now in order to display image, what I will write image tag src is equals to backslash, and you can see that when I click backslash in the quotations, when I click backslash, it is giving me links, and these links are known as relative links. So I will give relative link to my batman.png, and I will give alt is equals to Batman image. Now you might have observed that image tag don't have any closing tag. This element, image element, is not having any closing tag. Okay, so let me save this and go to my page again. So what I will do is that this is my page, right? Now I will refresh it and it is showing some kind of error. So whenever there is a problem in showing image, it is showing the alt text. So why it is showing error? I have downloaded the image, right? So I need to give the link, not backslash. So I have given some wrong link, and if I have given some wrong link, then it will not show the image. Okay, so just give me the name. I will give the name of my image, only the name, whatever the name there is, I will give that. Okay, so let me save, and now coming back, I will refresh this again, and now you can see that I'm getting this image. And I know that this is not looking good. Whatever the web page I have created, this is not looking good because there is no CSS. We are at the very basic level. We are learning different tags. We are exploring with different tags. That's all. We are not trying to build anything here. Okay. So this is my image. These are the links. Okay. Now coming back to my PPT again. Now let us talk about BR tag. BR tag is used to display next line. For example, I have written so many things. I don't want all things in the same line. I have created a para and I want my para to get divided into two parts. So to divide our tag into two different parts, or to create a new line in our HTML document, we use br tag. And similarly, bold tag, bold, italic and underline, this are the again tags, different tags. We have seen what is bold, we have seen what is italic, and U tag is represent, let's say I am writing my name is Jabir Hussain and I want to underline Jabir Hussain specifically. Then here at that position I will write UL tag. We will talk about how we can write. I will show you the code directly. And finally, before going to comments, let us code this thing. So yeah. So here what I will do is that I will give a space br. I will create a next line. After this, I will write my paragraph tag. So here I am writing some random paragraph. Okay. So when you click lorem, it will give you some option. So when you click that option, it will generate automatically a para, a line or two. Okay. So I am writing some random para, and within the para I want a next line. So what I will do is that I will write a next line here, and this will create a break. This will create a next line in my paragraph. So let me save and go to my document again and run this. So here you can see that I am getting one line in one format. After that I am getting another, the same para but in the next line. Now if I want to give a 2-line gap, then I will write again br. So let me write here br in the tag. And now what I am doing is that I am creating two spaces. I am creating 2-line space. So let me save and here come back and refresh this. So here you can see that I am getting 2-line spaces. Okay. Now if I wanna represent something in bold, for example, let's say I am writing para, and in the para I am writing okay, within the para I am writing my name. My name is Jabir Hussain and I want to underline this thing. I wanna underline this thing. So I will write U, and you will underline. You will create an underline under the content. This content Jabir Hussain will get underlined. So let me save and see the output. Let me run again, and you can see that I got the output. My name is Jabir Hussain and Jabir Hussain is getting underlined here. Now let us talk about comments. There is a concept called as comments here. So for example, you are writing hundreds of lines, real world applications of hundreds of lines, right? So if you want other people to understand your code, then you should write comments in your code. And whenever you are building real-time applications now, good programmers, good developers use comments. Okay, and comments are the part of the code that should not be parsed. What I mean parsed is that this comments will not affect your program, will not affect your web page. Okay, so for example, let us write some comment in my program. So this is the document I have created, right? So here to write document, you click on angular bracket and exclamation mark like this. So what you have to do is that to create document, open angular bracket, exclamation mark and 2 underscores, and immediately you will get comment, and this comment is represented by this green. Okay, so in this I can write whatever the comments I want. For example, this is my sample superhero page which I am creating to practice HTML, to practice concepts of HTML, like this I am giving. Okay, now if I refresh my page, I have written the comment, but this comment will not get displayed, will not get passed on my web page. But you might ask, what is the use of comment? The comments are used to represent what is this about, what are you doing in the code. So if a person is seeing, let's say there is a non-tech person and he's seeing your code, the comments are used to make him understood that you are doing this. So this comment is representing that this is a superhero page and we are creating this page to practice the concepts of HTML. Basically, I am telling my other users, my other people who are not that much tech platform, they are not related to tech, I am telling them to make them understood, we use comments. Okay, so let me save the code and I will refresh my code here. So here you can see that I'm getting the same thing, but I'm not getting comments on my output screen. Now if I click on inspect, here you can see that this is my code, right? And you can clearly see that there is a comment in the code, in the source code there is comment, but it is not getting displayed on my actual web page. The last thing I want to tell in this session is that HTML is not a case sensitive language, right? You can use capital H, you can use small h to represent tags. The tag will not get affected. For example, if I am writing small p, it will represent a para. If I am writing capital P, it will also represent a para. So it is not a case sensitive language, whereas Java, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, this different languages are case sensitive. In that, whenever you are creating a class, for example, I am creating array list. Array list should always be initialized with capital A, not small a. Right? So case sensitive means whenever there is a small nuanced mistake in characters, then it will show you an error. The output will not get run, the web page will not get displayed. But HTML is not like that. HTML is a loose language. Okay? And you can write small HTML or capital HTML, it will not get affected. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing, you need to keep this in your mind. And right now I will stop the lecture. I think it is around 1 hour now. So in the first part we have talked about what is HTML, some basic tags. In the level 2 we will talk some more concepts, and with that being said, I will see you in HTML part 2.